Tonight, we're diving into the online reviews, how they shape what we buy, what we trust, and the challenges that they create, especially with fake feedback flooding the internet. Our panel is going to unpack why it matters so much to hear from trusted voices. Let's get straight to the honest reviews of online. Let's just say hi to everyone. I may play the intro anyway just for fun, but let's just say hi. Can't
You don't
hear
have
me.
audio. Yep.
Gary Lund can't hear me, he says. Can you all hear me?
We can
Dahlia
hear you.
can't hear you either.
We've got you for just fine.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, they
You heard
can't hear me
music,
on
too.
Zoom.
if
Why
they can
can't
hear
they hear
all
me
of
on
us, but
Zoom?
not you, that's weird.
Can you hear? Ask if they can hear you.
Can you hear us on there?
Well, I'm playing the YouTube channel, and it's not coming through.
Now she can hear me. Audio is
Well, maybe
good.
it is.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, there. Can you hear me now?
How
Can
many
you hear me
people
now?
on the panel
Boy, I
are
wonder
also
if that was I wonder if that was also a terms and conditions thing. That's
Oh,
sort of interesting,
interesting.
actually.
So here's the takeaway. Don't upgrade the day you're going to do the show.
No, I upgraded weeks ago. I was on the beta and I never had
Right.
these issues. Now it's
You upgraded to the real
it's
one.
official. Yeah, that's fascinating. Let's see if this works. Just yeah, okay. We don't need to listen to the whole thing. It worked.
Now we're in it.
Fascinating. That is fascinating. Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Dave.
So what I was
Hello.
saying before when you couldn't hear me was apparently there are new terms and conditions you have to accept to use iCloud. And I've upgraded my computer. I never got notified about that, but it couldn't find, apparently the audio wasn't working. It couldn't find any of my video files because they're all on iCloud. That's fascinating. Well, I'm going to stop talking about that now. And I'm just going to say hi to my friends. Sky Gleason.
What?
How are you, sir?
I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and it's been cloudy. Shock, surprise. Goodbye, summer. Hello, the rest of the year. Yeah. So they say in Denmark they're the happiest people because they have the lowest suicide rate because they have no expectations. Not like that here in Seattle.
You have expectations?
We have expectations and a very high people that don't want to live anymore. But good coffee.
Good coffee. I had someone gave my wife, I don't drink coffee. Someone brought my wife Colombia, a jar of Colombian coffee. Apparently they have a farm there and like Colombian coffee. My wife said it wasn't as good as the stuff she gets at Costco.
That'll happen.
I
I
don't know.
hope
It's the
didn't
roasted.
tell
Yeah, there's a
Mom.
whole processing and again, people that drink 1% milk think it's good because they have never tasted whole milk. So yeah,
Whole
what she's
milk, you might as well
conditioned to.
just suck on the udder. Hey,
I-
Tamra, how you doing?
Hello. I'm a little taken aback that you don't drink coffee. And also,
Really?
Costco coffee is Starbucks coffee.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Kirkland is
that.
Starbucks.
Oh, that's why
Yeah.
she likes it so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't like the taste. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's. I've always been a caffeine guy. I'm a tea guy. I'm a Diet Coke guy, but I just never
This
got into
is
it.
perhaps
allowed not
the
to like
one
the taste.
the one thing in all the time that I've known you that has not been like right on with
Yeah.
you.
Wow.
The one thing, it's like
Sorry about
splitting up over coffee.
Look at the look on Tony's face. I have so disappointed Tony. What is that look? Oh my gosh. I feel like I've destroyed you.
No, I'm still wrestling with. I thought just the RC was out. I didn't know that the actual full version of 26 was
I don't
out.
know if maybe it's not. I got prompted earlier this week to upgrade again. Maybe it was just the latest beta? Is that
Yeah,
right?
I think it's the RC. It's the release before the release.
Then that's what it is. So the release candidate then is now asking you for, which presumably will also happen on the full version, that you'll have to agree to these new terms of service. So good to know, Tony. Hey Lois, how are you?
I'm pretty good. And it actually wasn't 100 degrees this week.
Well,
It's down in the 90s.
that's
and
nice.
It's going to be in the 80s now. And yeah, it's that time of year when things are, fluctuation.
Fluctuation. So Vic, he likes coffee, but he doesn't like hot beverages. That's interesting to me. I love hot beverages, and I'll tell you why. I love hot beverages because it forces me to drink them more slowly. I go through at least a 12-pack of Diet Root Beer a day because I can drink it quickly. But yeah, I know. But hot stuff lets me slow down. And he's into coffee ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm right there with you, Victor.
Yeah.
It all.
You know who I forgot to say hello to?
Yes.
Dave. How you doing?
Oh, hi, you're here. Oh, good. I can
Heidi
hear you
ho.
now.
I didn't
Yes.
forget about
Great.
you.
Good to have you. Gee, how you? I mean, you've been away. Come on, what have you been up to?
This is starting out to be a very strange episode. Hey, you want to hear something else strange? Yeah, I
You know, you're
but-
allowed not to like coffee, the taste of coffee. But apparently, I'm not allowed to not like the taste of alcohol. It isn't that I don't try it, and I haven't tried it. It's just that I disappointed my father greatly because he was into liqueurs and wines and stuff, and he could never trust a man who wouldn't take a drink, and I was his favorite son. So that was a contradiction he had to live with. But yeah,
I also
people
can't.
cook
I
with
don't drink alcohol
in
either.
their baking and stuff. Can't stand it.
I
So
can't.
anyway,
I don't drink any alcohol either. I
Okay.
can't stand it.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
don't like it.
Chevets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. But I love
Um,
my coffee. I mean, I am on the coffee. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Vic is right. There's no caffeine in root beer. And the reason that's why I drink root beer, because my wife told me I have to stop drinking Diet Coke because it has too much caffeine. So then I said, well, fine, I'll just do Diet Root Beer instead. Yes, Lois.
Barks has.
What
And
is
Barks
when
has,
you
yes, I
say-
know.
When you say diet, that means no sugar. What do they put in place of sugar?
I don't want to
I
know.
went from sugar
Chemicals.
to
It's
sugar things to
delicious.
water. It was wonderful.
Water. There's
Water's
water.
all right.
Yeah.
Always
It's the
good.
first ingredient. Water's the first ingredient. People
Well,
say,
yeah.
David, you should just drink water. I said, what do you think is the first ingredient in here?
Yeah, but what's the second ingredient?
I don't.
He doesn't recognize the word.
Probably can't pronounce it. It's too long.
God, I love having these buttons that I can just like. It's so powerful. Hey, let's jump into some news. What do you say? All the president's tech CEOs. I want to put up. I hadn't noticed this until Tamra pointed this out.
YouTube will pull you down.
This is the White House one.
Yeah. Oh wait, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
It's in the
Dagnabbit.
cloud.
It's in your cloud.
Dag
Tim-
nabbit. No, hold on. I can
Tim-
fix this.
Tim Cook pulled
There it is. I hadn't noticed this, and I think this is absolutely fascinating. This is the picture from the White House report, and you can see that everybody is blurry except for President Trump. I mean, that's actually some brilliant photography there.
Yes.
So, okay, what do we make of this? All the tech leaders got together to power American AI dominance. They
Except
went
his
around.
best friend, Elon.
Yeah, he wasn't
Elon
there,
didn't
was he?
make
He
it.
wasn't there, no.
And neither Mr. Bezos, who he's
Right.
got a little feud
Right.
with right now. So,
So
yeah,
it was Mark.
all his best.
It was is it Sergey Brin? Is that who? Yeah, Sergey
Yes.
Brin. It was Tim Cook, and a bunch of other people.
Bill Gates, even though he's
Bill
retired.
Gates, and they were all. I mean, the amount of tushy kissing was just off the chart. It was just
It's on the
amazing.
script, yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
One of the interesting pieces I thought was that President Trump put Mark Zuckerberg on the spot and said, how much are you all going to be spending this year? And Mark said 600 billion or something like that, upwards of 600 billion. And then afterward, there was a hot mic moment where Mark turned to the president and said, I didn't know you were going to ask me that, which I thought was fantastic. I don't know.
So
I mean, is this important? Is this
Isn't this normal though? I mean, to a degree. The part that's normal is that I imagine every single, someone like Bill Gates has been with all of these presidents for years and years and years. That is what being a CEO of a company that is as large, has as much input in American life as these do. Same as, the CEOs of Tyson, right? Or any number of people. The difference with this is that there is no kind of, there's a certain nicety that happens anyways, but then this is a whole other thing because he's already shown us, look who's there and who's not there, that you kind of really do have to be on his side if you want to be doing business at this time. And that's very different, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at one of these, so I couldn't read the article that David suggested for us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was behind a paywall.
I found a few other articles though, and one of them listed all 33 people who were at that dinner, 33 guests at that dinner, which is why he had to pave the rose garden so he'd have room for them all. But and then they said, and now we've got a chart showing where everybody was seated. And if you look at the seating chart, it's like, who's important to Donald Trump and who isn't? It was so.
But also the one article said
I
that
mean,
it's who he recognizes.
Yeah, who he thinks is
Right.
This all sounds like the 70s and the Kremlinology of who was standing close to Stalin on the parade route and who was not on the dais this year, who was last. Oh, I just find it
And
funny.
we should be, and to be,
And the word propaganda comes to mind.
Yeah.
The word photo op comes to mind.
yeah, and to
The
be
word-
clear, every president does this. I mean, there's
Well,
nothing
the
new.
no,
it's
every
a little more
every
obvious here,
company
but-
with that wants. Tamara pointed it out. These people want to stay in business, and that little tiny funnel chokehold is the one that's smiling, the one that's in the middle of the I mean, this is your Christmas photo op. This is just
Is there, do you think that this says anything about, one of the things that President Trump has done is he's really sort of opened the floodgates for technology. He said, government off, not a lot of regulation, just go ahead because we have to be dominant. Is this
Except for banning TikTok and other pronouncements such as that.
Yeah, but he undid that. So I mean, I guess my question is
is going to happen whether he likes it or not. He's great at jumping on bandwagons, and this is a really big bandwagon.
Yeah.
33 CEOs in the room. I think it's
he also needs them because right now technology is not being produced in America, and it is like such a heavy lift for that to happen. And so at this point, like in order for his tariffs to work, he has to actually produce jobs and employment here. So he needs to convince them too that they're going to be able to produce here. Are they going to be able to? No, probably not by the time he's out of office. So, but I think that there's a give and take in that kind of dance that we see with these kind of events. But the truth is they have those events for everybody. The ones we care about are the technology ones and the people who we deem as being important.
So if you read about this meeting and this dinner, and you look at the other stories that were covered, you'll find that there was a White House event hosted by Mrs. Trump about children. So, let's leave this go. This is a tech show, but everybody out there, go read the other one too.
Yeah. I mean, it look, I just noticed the B-2 bomber he's got on his desk. Sorry, that's not funny. I just noticed it. It's I feel like it's a necessary evil. These sort of gatherings, they have to happen, and again, this isn't partisan politics. It's just you have to play the game. You have to play the game, and they're doing it. With some people, you have to play it harder than with others. All right.
I for some reason, the thought that came to mind was, who was apparently the thought's not coming to mind because it's not gelling.
All right. Well, when it comes back, you'll pop in.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Who's getting the iPhone Slim, the iPhone Air, I should say. Sorry.
Can't have that.
Anyone getting the iPhone Air? Is anyone okay? What were you excited about from the Apple announcement this past week? We had 4 new. I shouldn't really say new. 4 versions of the iPhone. You got the iPhone plain, you got the iPhone Air, the iPhone Pro, and the iPhone Pro Max. Those are the 4, right? I think those are the 4.
Yeah.
We had the new AirPods 3, which I was a little excited about. I don't have AirPods. I'm still not buying them because I can't. The idea of spending $200+ on earphones, just I can't do that. I don't know what else jumps out at you. Anything?
That picture
the
of
AirPods were my favorite.
Say that one more time.
The AirPods. Were my favorite of the announcements. Yes, hearing, heartbeat, hearing aids. Being able to translate a conversation, being able to hear separate sounds and have it background push back, all that's features that are part of both the software and the new chips that are in it. And nice little foamy things instead of the plastic cups we've had up until now. So not only will they be more isolating, but they will fit your ear better. They actually did some more research. They already did lots of research when they first put out AirPods, but they did some more research about reshaping the thing so it actually rests in your ear and makes use of the structure of the ear to hold it. Whereas before they were just interested in aiming the speakers right at you. So I'm really impressed with what they've got. The price hasn't gone through the roof just to get all these extra features. And some of the features are also going to trickle down to existing versions of the AirPods.
Yeah.
So some of these other features, of course, you can't have the heartbeat measurement because the tech that's in the AirPods is only in the new ones. But the pros are just fantastic. So I'm a guy who live in pros half the day. So
I will say that I continued to be really, really disappointed with the voice of the live translation. I don't understand, after dealing with the voices on OpenAI, on ChatGPT so much, that are so good and sound, to me at least, it sounds so natural. I don't understand why the live translation voice still sounds robotic and stuttery. I was very disappointed by that. Anyone getting a new watch?
I don't feel like I need a new watch.
I don't need a new watch either.
No.
Yeah.
Because
I get it. I get a new watch if my son gets a new watch.
a lot of the things that are in the new watch will go back to the 9, which I have. So I'm not yet ready for a new watch. I'm not ready for kind of new anything this year. The earpods were the first time I've ever actually looked at them and kind of wanted them. The old plastic ones just did not fit in my ears, so it never worked. And also, like the the Air iPhone, I have not gotten iPods because I just think I'll lose them. I mean, I just can't be trusted with that kind
AirPods,
of.
yeah.
I can't be trusted.
Or you can put them in your clothes when you wash them, and they no longer work.
There you
Ask
go.
me how I know.
And how do I know?
I'm
Not only have I done it once, I've done it twice.
yeah, I can't be trusted with that.
I was thinking for a hot second that it would be nice to have the Apple Watch with 5G, only because I took advantage like 6 months ago of I got a notification from T-Mobile that said, "Hey, you get a free line." And I called them. I said, "I don't really need a free line, but tell me more." And they said, "If you take advantage of this, you get a free line forever until you cancel this line. You can't transfer an existing phone over to that new line because they don't want you to drop a line and use the free line, but you get a free." So I have this free line just sitting there. I'm not even using it. I have nothing to use it on. And I was thinking, boy, it might be nice. It could have been nice to have 5G on the watch so that I can't imagine actually leaving my phone somewhere, but so that I'd have that
I love
extra.
it on my watch.
We will call you David Tracy.
Yeah. How about the iPhone Pro?
I saw the Black Magic tool that was plugging into it.
Yeah.
That seemed
more interesting than the phone
intriguing.
itself, I
Right.
think.
well because if you're a pro, I just did an event on the weekend. I used my iPhone 17 to take the photos and some videos. The stabilization is painfully good. I mean, I've got 2 Blackmagic cameras, a couple of Lumix cameras sitting over here. I've got rigs and all kinds of things. I shot 250 photos. I instantly had access to them. I was able to immediately start quantifying them and grading them and cropping them. The system that is the Apple way is just really in place. And to be able to have this to
Yeah.
allow me to plug in some of my other bigger gear.
So they didn't really talk about this, did they? I mean, we saw it, but
Well-
did they mention it even? I don't even know if they mentioned it.
Well,
This
they did
morning-
mention it. It's just
Oh, they
they didn't
did?
have time to talk about what Genlock really means. Yeah.
So this
This
is,
morning on office hours, there was a very long, very
I'm sure.
intense and thorough discussion
Yeah.
about what is Genlock and what is this stuff doing. And so if anybody wants to ask that question, I'd say, go listen to this morning's office hours.
Yeah. So Blackmagic Camera Pro Dock, I don't know what Genlock is. So this apparently plugs
You
into.
disappoint me again.
I'm sorry.
Have to be an
Plugs right
old
into your
TV
phone
guy to
via
get that.
USB-C, and you get all of these. Look at this. I mean, 3 USBs, USB-Cs,
And
HDMI.
also, you can
we're
also
gonna-
plug it
we're-
in for power, so it'll
Yeah.
it'll be like a
The
like a
audio
hub.
is still 3.5.
Yeah.
Would have
And
been
that goes back to the 15 Pro.
right.
Max,
It
I
would have
think.
been really nice
So-
to have an XLR there.
As a drum major in my high school, my job was to keep the beat so that the trumpets and the trombones and the drums all played on the beat. Genlock, from my era, was the drum major for all of the different technologies because we didn't have the auto sync of audio waveforms or color corrections. And that's what a clapper is about because you're getting,
Yep.
at this point, this thing happens. So Genlock,
It's even more than that. It's when all the devices have to work together. You got a video
back over to
playback, you
Dave.
got
Wait, no,
2
stop.
cameras,
Dave,
you got a
go full
graphic
screen
camera. Yeah.
and go Dave.
And so, yeah, it's really how you get 6 cameras in a mobile truck to all start the frame at exactly the right time. And all of them are oscillating. There used to be film of inside a truck that they would show on the NFL sometimes, and all the screens are fluttering. because, of course, the frame rate of film is different. And they were all fluttering exactly in sync, which is always fun to see. Most of us can't see that. And this is gen lock. Everything locks to one generated click. And that generated click is the marching leader, and he leads everybody through the stuff. You can't do a dissolve if they don't have the same frame coming in. And you get a jump when you cut from one camera to the other. It does a sort of card flip for one frame to catch up to the last frame. And so this sort of thing has been the problem of digital and independent systems. But we do so much stuff in segments now, we don't do multi-camera as much. But anybody who's had a sort of desktop camera and a back-end camera, and you try to dissolve to it, sometimes it doesn't work. The color sort of flashes when you do it. And that's when Genlock can fix it.
And potentially when you get 30 different pieces of clips and they all start with this time code of 0, you're screwed. So hopefully this is
one of the
ask
things
me how I know, because I ran it through the washing machine like Tony's earbuds.
Yeah, there you go.
one of the things
No,
they
it's
talked
quite
about
advantage.
this morning was trying to do a surround and doing something where you are at the end, you're going to project it out on, in a room. And so they were talking about Genlock and how to use all these different iPhones and have them start exactly the same. The frame is exactly precise. And so you could create this wonderful experience.
And
Now
now
back to your regularly
I know what
scheduled-
right now I know what Genlock
You're
is.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for interrupting. I guess
appreciate
apparently I had the inner engineer in me.
I
Nobody
did.
wants therapy, though.
There was another thing that happened yesterday, David. The Black Magic app got an update yesterday, and it looks really even more amazing. I am one of those people who is using the Black Magic app right now, and I am extremely excited about what this new update is going to mean in terms. I think it'll look pretty good. I'm using a 13 Pro Max as my primary camera, and I'm using the Black Magic app, and it's connected to my ATEM, and I'm very happy.
That's great.
Does it
What I
make you
like.
look like a 26-year-old man and 30 pounds lighter? That's
Not
what
quite.
I'm buying. Waiting for that app.
You know what's interesting? It only has 2 ratings on the Apple Store.
Let's
Really
move.
interesting. Only
So
2
David,
ratings.
you asked about what each of us, what was our favorite thing or our best thing, or what did we think about the event? Or, I didn't know it happened until I dropped into office hours this morning, and everybody was all excited and talking about stuff, and I'm going, okay. And then I read what we're supposed to review for today, for tonight, and I went and I looked at that, and I'm going, okay. So
Yeah. I will say here's what I'll offer. I'll say that for the first time, I feel like Apple is doing a good job of distinguishing between. No, let me change that. I think Apple is doing a good job of actually giving us a pro phone. Right. So we had the iPhone, we had the iPhone thin, skin, slim, whatever, Air, whatever they're calling it. And then we've got the Pro, and the Pro looks different, feels different, is made differently. They didn't worry about keeping it slender and slim anymore. They just shoved battery and cameras and a whole bunch of crap inside there. And I think that's great. I think it's good that I don't think they all need to be the same. I think some people are going to want the bulky, big, ridiculous phone, and other people are going to want the slim Air phone. And there's an iPhone
Well,
for
expanding their
everyone.
lineup actually really helped that too, because we always look to the nerdy, geeky stuff. But there was something really nice about having a line at the bottom that is very distinct and that is like the average person that's all they need in their phone, but they can still be in this universe and still have a high quality phone that is not the Pro, and the Pro is pulling out to be its other thing. And we did not even discuss the orange.
Oh, the
Which-
orange is like the big thing, I think.
I agree, and I'm a blue
Yeah.
phone girl, and I was like, do I need a new phone? If I did, I would get an orange one. I don't need a new phone.
Do I need a new phone? Am I going to buy this because it's orange?
Absolutely not. But
The only reason I get a new phone is when either something happens and my old phone gets lost, which is what happened this time. And then when I go to the store, I choose the one with the best camera because I'm a
Right.
photographer. I like cameras, I like stuff. So that's if I can afford it, I'm going to choose the best camera. But I'm not going to get a new phone unless there's something I can't do or my phone goes away.
Yeah. They did choose the orange as the cover image. Um,
You know,
Uh,
the Mac, the iPhone Air is an experiment to see if they can do a folding phone.
yeah, I heard that also. I heard that
Yeah.
they needed to prove that they
If
could
they
get at least
two that are
right
really thin, then it'll
enough.
be a
Yeah.
normal phone.
Yeah, I heard that also,
Yeah.
which I think makes a lot of sense. Perfect, because I don't really see any value in just this in and of itself. I mean, how
And
thin do you really need a
Instagram
phone?
issued
Come on.
a iPad app finally.
Who did? Wait,
and
what?
everyone's saying
Instagram.
it's set up
Oh.
to work on a foldable phone.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Instagram, you had to use the iPhone app on your iPad, but now they have an actual iPad app. So,
Oh, well, that's
All
good
right.
to know.
well, I think it's time for therapy myself.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
do you need therapy?
What
I
you
got,
need therapy?
I got you.
Help.
I can't find anything. I have
have the
stuff
answer.
in Google Drive. I have stuff in
Yeah.
Apple Notes. I have stuff on my hard drive. I have stuff in lots of places. I've changed my note app. I can't tell you how many times.
You got a drawer full of USB sticks like me?
No, so I don't have USB sticks. My stuff is all in the
okay.
cloud.
Oh,
But
all
boy, I just I don't know if my issue is that I can't pick one, or that there isn't one that's pickable, that's going to get it done. So I'm here to ask the queen of organization.
Lois, please help us.
So, what I think the problem is that you move so fast that you don't uh, set up a retrieval system. In other words, you make stuff, but you aren't necessarily doing it in such a way that it's easy to find again. I have a solution for you, and you won't like it. On your
If you
Mac,
tell me to print everything out,
no, Lord, no. But you have the ability, because you have a Mac, to search for anything. You
Yep.
can search by title, you can search by content. So you're covered on your Mac and in the cloud because it'll do that too.
not
Where you're
but
not
what
covered is
Yeah, good.
in Google.
Right.
So here's the thing. Did you know that you could create a spreadsheet and you could put links in there to anything you want? And that way, all your Google stuff, you simply put a link in there and you say what it is. And that one document, that one page extends your searchability to Google because
but-
now you have a
800 other
document
things.
that when you search on your Mac for that particular word, it comes up. And then there you are. And it says, oh, click this link to go to Google.
Right, but I
But
have
you can search Google
35
and do the same
gigabytes
thing.
of stuff in my Google Drive.
So,
That's
don't you have folders
Folders.
on your
No,
Google Drive?
no, I do.
no.
So you can
Oh yeah.
just
Oh no,
list a
I Sky. I'm
folder.
a big.
I do. I have
organize
folders in
every.
my
Oh,
drive.
everything. But let me be clear. Everything is organized. My problem is not organization. Actually, everything. I mean, I can show you. Everything in my
Oh,
drive is
please don't
organized.
show us.
But well, it's just whatever.
You just
can't.
have to have a way that your Mac can search stuff on your
No,
Google
that's
Drive.
not even the issue.
Not-
That's not even the issue. I have what is this
Then
thing
what's
called?
the issue, David?
I'm getting there. I have, what do I use here? What is this thing called? Alfred. I use Alfred, right? Alfred can search everything. I love Alfred. That's not really my question. My question is there, I guess there are two questions. Number one, is there a tool for finding a retrieval system, as you put it, that I should be using that I'm not. That maybe connects all these things. Number two, and yeah, I'm coming to tasklet.ai in a second. Hold on. Number two is should everything be in one spot, or does it make sense to have things spread out? I think for security, it probably makes sense to have some things spread out, if not redundant. What is tasklet.ai, Sky?
I was just introduced to it like 2 days ago, and a gentleman who has a photography business in Boise, Idaho, is looking at creating his business through this one tool to, again, be the pinch point for all of the different tools that he uses. He's pulling his Slack into it, his email into it, and it's an AI executive assistant that will look into your email. And I don't know what all it is yet, and it may be a mythical unicorn of a thing, or it may be the answer to your question. I don't know. We'll find out in the
All
next
right. Well,
couple
I'm
weeks.
creating an account right now. So
Yeah.
tasklet.ai, and I want to connect it to Google. I can connect
This
to
may
almost
take a while and
any
take
service.
passwords
This
and
has a
things.
direct
Yeah, it's got
integrations.
to do an index. Yeah.
Yeah, here's some of those proper integrations. Wow. Slack, Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Contacts, Notion, Asana, Linear Todoist, GitHub, HubSpot,
There you go.
and many more. 3,000 integrations. Well, this is interesting.
Does it do files?
So Sky, how much does it cost?
I
and
know
who-
that was
It's
Where
in
does that-
alpha. It's in alpha right now. So
and
buyer
who's getting your
beware.
data?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Who's
Where does
getting
that
your
live?
Oh, I'm sure something. The terms of service are probably not in a language you speak readily. I don't know. I don't know. These are good
I'd
questions.
This is
rather
like-
go with a Mac and a little Excel spreadsheet.
Don't disagree. I have boxes
have
of bankers files in bankers boxes too. Both are legitimate. He wants to have access to it though. So
Right.
Well,
That's-
that I
why you
recommend.
have
Disk Catalog Maker is a cataloging tool for
good tool.
indexing your entire life.
on hard drives.
It's free to start for 30 days. It's $39 for single user and $69 for family. In Canadian money, that's $55 for a single user. Handles copies and finds originals, has quick look previews so that you can check it. Detailed find and search with many, many categories of search, and compatible with Spotlight. So the Spotlight index will match the catalog that this Disk Catalog Maker has. It's native to Silicon, reads all file compression formats, that is archive stuff, reads CD-ROMs and network volumes, which may include online or cloud stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if cloud didn't allow this sort of thing, because an indexer is going to go maybe outside the box. And it's for the Mac, version 10.07 all the way to 26. But it is not for anybody other than a Mac, and it works on Intel and Silicon versions. Diskcatalogmaker.com, all one word, is where you'll find that, and it's a one-time license. You're not subscribing.
And does it work?
what-
Do you download the program and then it works on your computer, or is this something you
Yeah.
have to be connected to?
All it
And
does is build an index, right? It just
Okay.
watches everything you got, and when you plug something in, it goes, "Oh, I know what's on that." And then if
Yeah.
I'm looking for something, I have a very detailed way of getting at it, and it'll tell me whether the original is on here or somewhere else. Then I can pick up the other drive I have here and say, "Oh, that's where the original is," and then I can be more efficient finding things and not wasting time going through a whole drive with thousands of video files and not find the shot I'm looking for. So Disk Catalog Maker has been around for a long time, obviously, because they were pre-Mac OS 10. And a lot of professionals swear by it.
And we use
Okay.
that in the film industry when we would put things to the tape backup
Yeah.
system,
Yeah.
because
Then you catalog it. You don't have to remember where the tape is.
Yeah, and then you
the
take all
tape
your
numbers
footage
listed
onto
Yeah.
tapes and store the
Yeah,
tapes.
similar deal.
Yeah.
so is Disk Catalog Maker putting any of your information out in their company, or is it all stay local?
It's on your machine.
Wonderful. And
It's indexing like Spotlight. It's just making a database on your machine.
is Disk
Okay.
Catalog Maker spelled the American way or the British way?
Put it in
Oh,
the-
they took
like,
off yeah, they truncated it for Americans. That's what they did.
DISK or DISC?
Well,
DISK.
K is a thing that's round, and
Mhm.
and a C is, of course, something you throw. So no, a disk is it's a diskette or a disk reader, and it's catalog without the UE and maker with a K. So
What is it? Color or color? I don't. Sorry.
Color not in that
not in there. No,
not in there. No.
doesn't
So-
come in colors.
No color.
So I just
Yeah.
want to say that in the
Is that
time
helpful?
that I was just ignoring Dave, I completely set up tasklet.ai. It is now connected to my entire Google life.
Universe
And I can now
search.
I can add the rundown to my calendar next Thursday at 9. And it's going to go ahead and do that. And now I can say, where is the document with notes about this week's rundown? So it saw that it's seeing that I have the calendar connection set up, and it's going to add. Wait, why is it doing this? Oh, interesting. Huh, I had already done this, but for some reason, it's asking me to do it again. All right, well, I thought it was clear and perfect.
It's alpha. You are.
It's alpha.
You are testing.
Oh,
the
now it's
testers.
connected. Okay. 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. 9 p.m.
So it sounds like the thing that you're using is a lot more than just finding stuff and getting organized. And
This is yet
I'm glad
another tool, but
Dave,
It's his new
Dave
best
told
friend.
us about Disk Maker, because I think that that's going to be my way
Yeah.
of getting things in there. Dave, does it handle a Google Drive as well?
I haven't tested it there because network volumes are usually protected.
Uh-huh.
But if your credentials are clear and you're automatically logging into things and you don't have to put in an input, then it'll probably search through your network volumes. Yeah. Whether
Alright.
cloud volumes are allowing this kind of text search is a question. Strata has come across this too. They've had to have arrangements and APIs made just to go into some cloud services like Film.io and that sort of stuff. So these are more protected because it's other people's stuff.
this is. Sorry to go back to this. So
No, I'm okay with that.
It just found it. This is kind of a wild. This is really nice.
You're going to burn up another
But-
week of my life here, Sky.
Yeah.
So,
What
but you
was it
still
called
haven't
again?
answered the question that Tamara and I have, which is who's getting your data?
Yeah, I generally don't worry about that. Send an email to
Really?
Okay.
Gleason saying hi. Let's see if this will send an email for me. No, I should worry about that. I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like
You have
Hey.
nothing to hide.
They have all the information already. So
I'm just not that interesting.
Did it solve your problem, David?
No, it gave me one more tool that I now have to keep track of.
Is your tech therapy
No,
Done?
it's worse. Because now I'm going to be playing with this all night.
I think we should move on to fake reviews.
You think we should?
I do. There's a lot to
and
do.
next week I want to hear your review of this tool.
Yeah, that's what my therapy next week is. Oh, I've been playing with Tasklet AI all week, and now
Bags
getting
under
any
his
sleep.
eyes.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
let me just see.
His wife
So
won't talk to him anymore.
I just said I put my email address in, but send an email to Sky Gleason. The message should be in their inbox shortly. Let's just see if I actually if this just sent an email for me. So far, it found something in Drive. It opened Calendar, and here's the message that it just emailed me.
Is your name Zillow? No.
No, I didn't send it to you. I put my email address in. I used your name,
oh.
but I put my email address. The point
Yeah.
is, I could send messages from here. I could do, wow. Okay.
Do that with the iPhone's interaction person, Shlomo.
He's going to betray
Yes.
ChatGPT with this.
Yes, you can. But yeah, right now, what's interesting about this is, will it actually help with the organization piece and finding things and keeping? Yeah, I mean, what's interesting, Lois, is that in some ways these tools mean that you don't have to do as good a job of organizing because they can find it for you.
Well, that's what happened to me. I was the organizer. That was my business. I got a Mac and I can search for anything and it
Right.
doesn't matter what I
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
I can leave it with that weird name that it auto-generated and I can still be functional.
Yeah. I just want to say a quick hi to Joe Callie, and I want to answer. I want to make sure that we. Let me just pull up your question here. I just want to answer your question. The answer is yes. If that's if you wanted to know the answer to that, and a raid, yeah. I lots of serious people use raids. I don't think I'm that serious. Do you have a raid, Sky?
What is
We-
a RAID?
Well, a RAID is a multiple hard drive. It's a drive with multiple
Redundant
drives in
arch-
it that
Redundant
if
archive.
one of them goes out, then you've got the backups available. We often used in video production because you can't be down, and hard drives are the mechanism that will fail. So you want redundancy.
Yeah.
So, whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on up. We're moving on up. What is the last thing that you purchased strictly because of an online review that you saw?
Strictly because?
Right.
Nothing.
You weren't gonna buy it, but you saw a review, you saw someone say, "Oh my gosh, you did it," and you said, "Yeah, I gotta have that."
I saw a review in a photo journal, a magazine online, and he was raving about Kodak's LED lamp, which was foldable. It's you can actually the frame folds and the whole thing rolls right up, and you can park it in a tube and carry it around with you. And I thought for my location work, this would be very useful. I have a couple of these. You could only buy it. You can't buy it from Kodak apparently. You can only buy it on Amazon. So the review that was done in the magazine directed me to the Amazon site. And then I looked, as a person does, at all the negatives that might be there, and there were only 3. And about 20 were in favor and thought it was very good, very lightweight, very easy to use. It's a plug-in light. It's not got a battery on it or anything. You can't put a roll-up thing with a battery on it. It doesn't work. So I've had this light for a very long time and it's still used. It's over there. And I find that other people were coming in after I bought this thing, coming in and saying, well, what good is that? Or how come it's, not doing what I think it should do? And I wrote in a remark or two in response to some of these people's comments. And I started getting people's remarks back again. Oh, thank you very much for explaining that. That's what it's for. Well, then I'm happy with it and it's working well. So I was helping Kodak in that little bit. But that's, I think, the only one I've actually been convinced to buy because of a review and then so many few negative reviews. But they often balance out and the bots are taken over.
I just, Sky, before I come to you, this has got to be the best name of something that you've purchased. Groove Master Saddles. I don't know what that is, but I want them. Groove Master Saddles for a
For his
Telecaster.
Telecaster guitar, is that what he's talking about?
I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Groove Master Saddles.
Groove Master Saddles. Wow.
God, that sounds cool. Sky.
I'm taking Tony's lead in truth telling here. Thank you, Tony. My name is Sky Gleason. I have a problem. So the problem was I wanted a Graham Kerr had a cashmere t-shirt. It was so soft. He'd had it for a long time. Moths had started eating it, but he still wore it. And so I thought, oh, I've got to get me a cashmere t-shirt. So apparently the microphone that is in my phone heard me and it popped up with a, hey, we can sell you a cashmere t-shirt. only $79 for 3 of them. I'm like, well, that's okay. That's a great deal. It was the worst virgin acrylic, nowhere near anything cashmere other than the color. So buyer beware.
Buyer beware not only of false advertising, but of fake reviews and fake advertising. 20 to 30% of reviews are fake
It
on
said
some
the word
platforms.
cashmere.
Yeah.
How
So
do you know that, David?
I'm sorry.
How do you know that it's 20 to 30%?
So there have been some studies done.
How do they know that it's fake?
So that's the key question, right? How do we
Right.
know that it's fake?
I,
Now,
I have an answer to your original question, and that is because I wasn't thinking about this. Office hours. I hear reviews on office hours, and people suggest, oh, you could have this, you could have that. Yeah, I've bought things because of
Yeah.
what I've heard there, but I
Expensive
don't
friends.
consider that as a review.
I
mean,
agree.
it is. It
Yeah.
just didn't click with me.
Right. Tony, you're holding up some headphones.
Yes, I shared that I washed my AirPod Pros twice, right? So I said, well, I saw this advertisement on TikTok. That was the first place where I went wrong. And I said, well, the review is so good and they don't look too bad. And they tried to market them as close to imitations of the Max AirPods, right? Well, I can tell you that they're not even close to being regular AirPods. They're okay. I mean, it's
You won't
you know
wash.
Right.
definitely
You
will not
won't
wash them.
wash them. So what do we? What?
Yep.
Let's take a step back. And what you brought this up to me at the very beginning, Tamara, like
Yep.
months ago. You raised the point that the way that we shop, the whole experience is just radically different because of online reviews. Because we don't have to take the makers, the business's word for it now. We can actually learn from other people what their experiences are.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is that's a huge difference, and it did come with Amazon because Amazon kind of started that review process. They started it first internally with a product called Eyes, where you email and say, "Hey, I want to see this book," and someone on the team would review it and send it to you, and then they offloaded that to their constituency who took over for them. Recently, they have also put into place where you have to have actually bought the book and read it, so they can tell if you've read like the Kindle version of it, and they'll rank your review a little bit higher. So it's clear that even as a company, they realize people are not always honest in their reviews. But I do think it has changed because we don't go to one big box store and say, "You tell me which one is the best one," because they're going to guide you to the most expensive one, right? As opposed to something that has real reviews.
Do you pay more attention to the positive reviews or the negative reviews?
So I am like, I love reviews. I love them. I'll be in the store, and before I'm purchasing, I'm like scrolling on my phone in
Right.
multiple places, and I'm so fast at it now because it's just a second nature that I can go all over the place. I think for me, I do, if I'm looking for like a bigger purchase, like a computer or something like that, I'm not going to find that, sorry, Tony, on TikTok. I'm going to find it, but I have bought things on TikTok. I've been definitely
have
pulled
too.
into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and some of them have been great things.
I agree.
But I'm a video review girl for the bigger purchases. Matter of fact, I looked at a couple videos today for a purchase that I'm going to make. So, I mean, I think that it comes down to trust, right? And some smaller purchases, I'll look at the reviews, I'll look at positive reviews, and I'll look at negative reviews, and I'll look at different versions of that and kind of make a best case guess. And most of the time, I'm probably right because I was probably leaning towards a product if I wanted to get that review anyways. But I do tend to, on bigger projects, I go to people that I trust, office hours, or, I like YouTube reviews. I never purchase anything kind of without kind of going through them.
Yeah. X said the same thing. Sky, go ahead.
Realized I historically always went to Consumer Reports
I
because
used
for
to
my big
love Consumer
purchases,
Reports.
I pay for
absolutely.
Consumer Reports.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that because we trust them. Why? Because they test things theoretically that they don't have any skin in the game. They're not being, they don't sell the product. It's an independent research. So the independence of it. And then they actually put it through rigor of does this thing do what it says it's supposed to do? Now I'm buying little weed whacker on and I went to Home Depot and they're putting reviews in the Home Depot app. So I'm reading them and I'm realizing people are very angry at this weed whacker. Well, because they didn't know what they were buying. They didn't understand the tool. They thought it was going to just do everything for them, but it doesn't. Well, and then they get online because they have the access to it. Again, so do you trust them or do you trust a laboratory that goes through and tests all these things equally to find out? So there's both Lowe's and Home Depot both are
Yeah, it's a fair test. Yeah.
offering people's honest opinions. So there's the word. Everybody's got an opinion.
Who's qualified
Is that
to
a good review?
Yeah. Yeah. Lois, go ahead.
So a couple of things. I called my friends and I asked them, do reviews make any difference to you? Does it help you decide yes or no? Does it who do you trust? All that sort of thing. Consumer Reports, very trustworthy. People said when they went to a restaurant or a hotel, they would look at Yelp, and that's a review site where people can post reviews about things. And so I said, okay, so if you go to some place you're not familiar with, and there's, you want to have a restaurant and you want to have a dinner, and so you look it up, and there's three that look about the same, and their menus look about the same, and you go to the reviews, and there's a bad review on this one. There's great reviews on these two, but this one there was somebody who really hated everything. Most of them are good, but this really hateful thing. And do you believe that hateful one and exclude that from your choice? Or do you go, well, that's an outlier. Everybody else thinks it's really good, so you ignore it. Or, like my husband said, I don't bother to read the reviews, I read the menus. And it's like, yes, okay. So, but what I heard people say is that they believed there was human beings that were writing these things. They did not believe that they were fake. Why would anybody fake a negative review? It's yeah, a little naive there. And so it came down to whether the people used the reviews because they believed they were humans writing them, or they ignored the reviews because reviews don't make any difference, or they said, well, all reviews are fake, so forget that. It depends, doesn't it?
It does depend. And so I just pulled up, this is the I don't know, some list on Amazon, top products for your back to school. And I mean, there are a few things to point out here. First of all, is of course, those stars, and they just kind of jump out in a good way. I'm not complaining at all, in a good way. And then also the number of reviews that are associated with each one. I always look for more reviews that are aggregated in this number. The other thing, and this makes it a little trickier, especially on Amazon, is this bestseller and Amazon's choice. Now, there are a couple things about this. So bestseller, I just lost my mouse. You can see there are two bestsellers on this page. One of them is Amazon, which feels a little not kosher to me. But for Amazon to be saying that its own product is a bestseller, even if it is, a little humility, Amazon. But then Amazon's choice, like I'm curious. I'm curious what that means. We have no indication what that actually means. It's a 4.6 star. It's only 2,500 reviews as compared to some other things that have 200,000 reviews. How do
I
you? Go
I
ahead.
thought Amazon's choice. Now I'm making this up because now I have no idea how I got to this information, but I feel like it is based on purchases that are not returned. So purchases that are completed, and it's just an aggregated number based upon number of purchases. I don't think it's
Oh,
a committee of people. I thought it was and again, I don't remember where I got this information. I'm either making it up or I saw it at one point, but I think it's an aggregated number based on so many people purchased this balanced up against if they returned it.
Well, Mark Twain's quote was, "There are lies, then there are damn lies, and then there are statistics." And I finally understood what that meant was you can make anything sound like what you want it to be. And so, Dave, to your point about, well, it doesn't feel kosher, I think what you're feeling is they're skewing the numbers to make you feel about the thing they want to do, which is make a lot of money.
Well, but I think if it's aggregated like I think it is, then their their Amazon products are the lower priced version of many products that are out there, which means more people might gravitate towards that lower price purchase, and therefore that number would then become an Amazon choice because they bought it, it was
So
fine, they didn't return
so
it, and then it
so according to
accidentally.
according to
the
ChatGPT,
Amazon's choice is a badge indicating that Amazon recommends a specific product for a given keyword or search term. This label is awarded to products that are highly rated by customers, well priced, and available for fast shipping.
Right. So it's not a committee, it's an algorithm
Yeah,
based on
they're looking at
purchase.
how
Yeah.
is it? Did
Yeah.
What
people
isn't
like
an
it?
algorithm?
And can we ship it?
Right. I find them to be look, I find it to be totally useful on if I'm buying something stupid, right? If I'm going to buy a pitcher to put, coffee in and I've got like 10 choices and I'm like, well, they're all about $25. Which one kind of has a good review or a bad review? I think they're super helpful for that. I'm like, you know what? I'm probably going to not go wrong either way. When Lois was talking about Yelp and like a hotel's site or something like that, I find those to be a little bit more like you have to use some common sense. For example, if you go to hotels.com and you look up any New York hotel, they will get low reviews on being so small you can barely move. If you are in New York and you're from New York, you know that, hey, that is not a make it or break it for me because that is legit how New York functions. Like the apartments are like that. So I think that when you're looking at things on restaurant sites or hair cutting or doctor's offices, you'll never find a doctor if you're going to go to Yelp and look at their things because you're going to get someone's personal experience that may be skewed by their breadth of knowledge and their
And
comment.
that's the weed whacker story. Yes,
Mhm.
you live in
Yeah,
New York, a 100 square foot experience with a bed next to the door, next to the bathroom, next to the that
feels normal.
is a that's $170 experience, maybe, or $300
Right.
hotel room. My closets are bigger.
Yep.
So, but you now know that somebody from Iowa is got a lot
right?
of land to live in, and toilets.
Mhm.
Their bathroom is bigger than the entire apartment. So yeah, context and opinion in context to what they are expecting.
But that could be super helpful for someone who's coming from a place that they don't know New York and they read that and they're like, wow, they said that this is way too small. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. So one of the things that you both said was that it's in context and the local people know about the local stuff. And so there are places that you can get reviews or recommendations that have nothing to do with this broad international thing. We in our town have a thing called Nextdoor. I mean, it's all over the place, but when I go on there and I say, anyone have a recommendation for someone to build a fence in my yard?
Yeah.
I'm going to get replies from people who live in my neighborhood, know the people who built their fence, and can give me local responses. So in that case, I'm not sure if that's a review or not, it's a recommendation, but I would trust that a lot more than I would trust advertising by a company.
I think that's the key, though. Who do you trust?
Yep.
So, we all have way over purchased any number of electronics because we trust the people who have recommended them to us, even though I don't need half of them. I
Mhm.
still own them, right? So I think it's who you trust, and that becomes whether you're buying something from Amazon or where you're buying something from. Now, I tend to trust an Amazon review over, for example, like Timu or Sheen or something that is not a site that I consider to be as solid as Amazon. Why do I think that? Because I purchase so many things from Amazon. No one gets their use out of their Amazon Prime more than I do. So I have a lot of experience, and most of my experiences are good. And their return policy is so easy that it just doesn't matter if the review is wrong. I just go to Amazon Fresh or Whole Foods and turn it back
I mean,
in.
so we're talking about, when the user, when the buyer knows that the review is real, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of just spam out there, spam reviews, fake reviews, that are out there. I don't know how, as shoppers, um, as consumers, I don't know how we're supposed to even know what's a real review and what isn't a real review.
So if we can restrict who can make the review. For
Right.
example, if you go to eBay and you don't get a review on the product, but you can get a review on the company that's selling it. And the only people that can add a message, a comment about them, can review that company are people who've actually purchased something from them, and eBay keeps track of that, so they know. So when you are looking at those kind of things, those ratings on companies, you know that it's done by someone who bought it. Different than you go to, oh, I don't know, Reddit, and someone says, what do you think about XYZ? And you get some various serious, you know, things, and they say why this going on. Then you get lots of things going, oh, it's terrible, oh, it's wonderful, oh. And they're, you have no idea who those people are, if they're even human.
I'm
But
gonna
it's not
Dave.
all of them, though. I mean, when you're looking at 4,000 reviews, I mean, if you're going to buy something seriously, I think that it is you as the consumer who has the responsibility to, if it's a serious purchase, I don't go to just Amazon or just the internet or just even my friends. I'm going to be looking at lots of different things. I'm going to make my own decision, aggregating from things that I've seen across the board. If I'm buying a silly purchase, I may read 2 or 3 reviews of each of them and go, okay, well, this one has nice stars. It's from a reputable company. I like this versus that. But some of it is our responsibility as consumers to
Sure,
actually
sure.
not read the first thing.
Unless it's audio equipment, and then Mickey McAture
Right.
wins
Then you
hands
just go to
down.
Mickey.
Just
As
go to
they-
Mickey,
That's it.
give him a
Well,
credit
actually,
card, you get the stuff.
Actually, Sky. So I don't know if you've ever purchased from Sweetwater, but Sweetwater has
Yeah.
that's a really interesting company because they're huge,
Yep.
but like
Right.
if you purchase something, you have your own personal almost shopper there that you can call, and
Yeah.
then they check in. Like I bought
They kind of freak me out.
must have been a $20 something or other, and 2 months after I bought it, the guy called me to check in to see how it was working. Not to mention that they actually sent candy in the box, which
Right.
made my day.
And a sticker.
And a sticker, right? Dave, I want to come to you, but I just want to highlight something that you just pointed out, Lois, that I had never thought of before, and it's really interesting to me. And that is how eBay, the ratings are not on the products; they're on the companies, and that's fascinating to me. And I don't know if that's better or worse than rating the product, but boy, I will buy almost anything from a company that I trust.
Well,
And
you just did it with Sweetwater.
right,
You
sometimes they'll
trust
get it
them.
wrong, but it doesn't matter because I know they'll make it right because I trust the company.
That's right.
That's a fascinating insight. Yeah. Dave, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that years ago, before there was an IMDb, I used to rely on reviews, and I would buy this book every year, and I have lots of these. And it's
Come
film
back here.
reviews by one author, one very good guy, who sometimes isn't right, but not always. You may have heard of Rick Martin and Marsha Porter. They wrote this. And I used to actually look at things and go, well, somebody recommended a film. Let's see what he thinks of it. And other ones where a film would recommend another film, and then you'd read somebody else's review and you'd find out if he agrees. So it was the kind of thing that you could do, but now it's so much easier, and it's also so much easier for a bot to be attacking a competitor and putting in reviews or comments that really tear things down. And I think last week Tamara talked about a Wall Street Journal article for which the comments were all incendiary, and yet the article was not about that title. And obviously, the incendiary comments were people who never read the article, but they had an opinion about the title. And we get that sometimes with things like Craigslist or Kijiji or things where you're knocking a person who's selling something personally, not a company or not a manufacturer or a retailer or an importer. They're just not happy with the guy. They think Dave is an idiot and all his stuff is crap, and away we go. So that's the trouble with comments sometimes. I put a book in the chat. It's something my wife just read last week. It's from Penguin Books. It's Tim Caulfield, who looked into the idea of the certainty illusion, which is about a lot of things, but there's a whole section on comments and how people use comments. And when he went to researchers at high-end universities to find out how they respond when you ask, do you ever check the comments? To a person, they all said, "Oh yeah."
I'm just pulling up the. Oh, why am I not getting it? That link is not opening for me for some reason. All right, we'll keep working on it. Go ahead, Sky.
Well, in truth in advertising, and Lois calling me to task on where is that company from?
Yeah.
I didn't look. Legitimate ask, and that's why we're doing this every day. We're being critical thinkers and conscious consumers. And Tamara, thank you. And I looked it up on the Google search. Now, are there other ways of doing searches? Yes, there used to be, but I had to pay a lot of money to LexisNexis, and I don't do that anymore if they're even still in existence. But according to Google, Tasklet is a privately held company by the founder Peter List from Aalborg, Denmark. Company itself was started in 2008, headquarters in Aalborg, see if I can pronounce it right, Aalborg, Denmark, with the U.S. office in Tampa, Florida. So, Dave, it's your neighbor. Go find out. He'll give you a coffee cup.
It was made by Tasklet Factory. Interesting. Warehouse management made easy.
I just corrected that link that was on my chat.
Thank you. Yeah.
You can probably find it.
It's interesting. This came out. It looks like Tasklet.ai was born out of TaskletFactory.com, which is a mobile WMS for Microsoft Dynamics for warehouse management.
Again, Guy Cochran was an amazing collaborator with so many different tools because he had hundreds, thousands of products that he needed to keep track of. And what's the profit margin and what's the inventory and all that. And so many things got invented because he needed access to where his stuff was. So yeah, that makes sense.
Really
and just like, Dave Troutman's comment, this catalog tool, historically, we only kept our information on hard drives or disks or, tape storage devices. So that's
like Tasklet is in Denmark.
Could be.
Yeah.
If you believe Google, do you trust Google?
I'm looking at a
May I interject with a new semi-topic? Is that okay, David? Or
in the last minute, go for it.
The last minute, okay. So who is responsible for getting rid of fake reviews?
That's a good question.
If a company like Yelp, and there's fake reviews on there, maybe the owner of some little company is trying to get rid of their competition, and so they're putting out bad things. Now, how can we as individuals know that? On some review sites, you can click on the name of the person and you can see what reviews they have made. And so if they've only got 3 reviews, all for against the four people in town, and they've put bad reviews against 3 of them, and that's it, and they all did it the same day, it's probably junk. Or does Yelp keep track of who's putting up reviews, and is there anything they do about it? What can we do? What should they do? I think that's too big. I'm sorry. I started
No, look, I would say for the companies, I don't know how they can, other than what I think it was Tamara mentioned before about, they can see how far you are in your Kindle book. Amazon can see how much you've read. Other than something like that, I don't know how you police this.
I mean, Amazon has verified purchases, right? So they can tell you,
Right.
if you put a review up, they will put a verified purchase that you did in fact purchase it through them.
But David said 20 to 30% of reviews are fake. If you know that they're fake, you have to have some way of finding out they're fake. Should the company be required to find out if they're fake?
He's a rabbi. You can trust a rabbi.
Oh, I trust David. Yeah. It's just, I don't know where he got the 20 to 30%. I don't know how those people figured out it was a fake.
But if you have 100 reviews, 20 to 30%, you're talking 20 to 30 reviews. Chances of you getting all 30 of those bad reviews or those wrong reviews, because they could be wrong in the positive way or they could be wrong in the negative way. But also reviews are opinions. So we do have personal responsibility to
There it
actually
is.
take ownership over the fact that a review is someone's opinion, and
And
that we have every right to continue to do more research, or to, if you're going off of the first review, that 1 in 30, 30%.
And the music swells and the curtains close. That
Tamara wins tonight's episode
Nice.
of
Yes.
Answer Lois's Question.
but Tony has been usually the stalwart wisdom.
Yeah, he is the closer. He is the closer. But then again, he bought headphones from
Tony.
TikTok.
Bring it home.
So I don't know.
Bring it home, can you?
Well, let me just be transparent and say
moral of the story is,
I showed you those headphones, and what I did not mention that they were a quarter of the cost of the AirPod Pros. So I got what I paid for.
Right.
Exactly. I will say I bought a tool. I bought a couple things on TikTok, but I bought a tool on TikTok that I really thought I would need. And I did need it. And it's perfect. And I love it. And I'm happy. It took 3 weeks to get here, but I'm really happy that I did it. That's the problem with TikTok. That's the TikTok problem.
The problem with TikTok is that it's so aggregated to my needs that chances are I will need it.
Yeah.
My algorithm knows me.
Get the planter's wart out of your foot. Did it, Dave? Did it? Come on. Give an opinion. Sorry. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do all those things.
Well, tonight was interesting. From audio and video problems in the beginning.
We were unhinged.
Really appreciate the chance to have a dance before the show, because
well, I'm glad.
this time,
but you know what's funny is that I don't think
ourselves.
anyone else heard the music in the beginning. I think you guys heard the music, but on YouTube, I don't think anyone heard the music.
We had a great time, though.
We had a great time. I always have a great time. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful to you. Folks, come visit us every Thursday. Good to have you here. My daughter, Dahlia, is sending all these like hand pink wave. I can't see them. I'm just getting the text of she's sending emojis. I can't see the actual emojis. I see face blue, wide eyes, hand pink waving, face orange, raised eyebrow. That's how it's coming through to me. But Joe Cali and who else is in here? Ake. Am I saying that correctly, Sky? Ake Potter?
I don't know.
I thought I was
Oh,
you.
yes, yeah. They announced their name. Yes.
Okay, good.
Early on, they pronounced it that
I want to do my best for you. And
look it up. It's in the thread.
And Gary Lund is here, and Victor, Mandy Van, thank you all for hanging out with us. And we will see you next week on the rundown. Oh, by the way, we're coming up to 50.
I know.
We have to do something special for 50.
Well, 52 is a year.
What do you say?
52 is a year.
52. We could do 52. Yeah. Okay. We'll do one of those two. 50 or 52. We'll do something. Big
We'll do card
blowout
tricks
show.
for 52.
A big blowout show.
Everybody bring a card trick that they know how
Oh,
to
a
do.
card trick. Show and tell.
I'm gonna have to go look at
I
my
like
show
show and
reviews.
tell better than a card trick.
We all go watch Spinal Tap together. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, and it's 40 plus years old.
Good night, everyone.